Advocacy comes naturally to Rick Geiser.
I got in air traffic back in 1979. I checked out on radar. 2 weeks later was the strike in 1981. Well, we all got fired. So I looked into taking the postal test.
But as his career grew, so did his exposure to dangerous chemicals.
While working and living in Erie, Pennsylvania, we had used a lawn service company. ChemLawn was the name of the company. And like my wife says, you'd think by the name we would have recognized that we probably shouldn't be using this. But everybody had a pristine lawn. We thought it looks a lot better than spending an afternoon digging out all these weeds out of the yard. Find out years later that one of the chemicals they use in lawn treatment triggers Parkinson's disease.
In his battle with Parkinson's, Rick is not alone.
My wife is a godsend. She does all kinds of research. If she runs across something before I do, she'll ensure or encourage me to participate or read about it.
Rick finds comfort and strength from those around him who are also diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
I think a Parkinson's group is necessary to have in any area, whether you do it virtually or if you're able to go physically. Zoom has been, a godsend. I was doing virtual appointments with a doctor out of University of Rochester. I started that back in 2015, I believe, with Dr. Dorsey. It's truly given me my life back.
Online or in person, in a class or by yourself, exercise remains critical.
With Parkinson's, you need to do exercise today and every day, if that's possible. I always shoot for 7 days a week. If I get in 5, I'm happy. And I know they say if you do 3, you should be good. But with 3, it's so much easier to let it slide. That's why I always try and shoot for 7. I continue to do the LSVT big exercises, and then I've incorporated other exercises that I've learned along the way. We've done some boxing with our Zoom link.
True to his own advice, Rick's days are filled with things he loves to do.
My passions are cooking and baking and traveling. We were to Poland twice. And I wouldn't be able to do these things if I didn't have some type of therapy to be able to move around. Baking is one of my go-to things. Everybody that knows me knows that I bake because I'm constantly posting pictures of my creations on Facebook.
Whatever your passion is, let it guide you.
Everybody has a different passion. You know, it might be playing with your grandchildren on the floor and being able to get back up. It might be pruning your apple trees out in your backyard. You know, it's incredible what we could do as long as we find that passion and continue working towards it.
For Rick, the path forward is clear.
I think it's highly important to, number 1, continue research. Number 2, reduce the amount of chemicals that are in our environment and the use of those chemicals. Number 3, put more money into the research. Personally, I suggest for anybody that has Parkinson's to seek therapy. Number 1. Number 2, continue that therapy when you get home and do it with a passion. Find your passion.
Mr. Geiser gives us lots of valuable lessons and insights into Parkinson's disease. 1, if you have the disease, exercise. The more you exercise with Parkinson's, the better you'll do, and the less medication, and therefore less complications from those medications you'll experience. 2nd is we need an Operation Warp Speed for Parkinson's disease. Currently, the NIH funds about $250 million a year for Parkinson's disease. Medicare alone spends $25 billion a year, 100 times more. We need to flip that around An Operation Warp Speed changed the course and trajectory of COVID-19. An Operation for Warp Speed can change the course and trajectory for Parkinson's disease. His last point is maybe the most important, is we need to figure out what's causing Parkinson's disease. Mr. Geiser suggested that pesticides may have played a role in why he has Parkinson's disease. We need to develop assays or means for testing to see if that's indeed the case, and then 2, to take action to prevent people from ever developing this disease. In 1817, when Dr. James Parkinson wrote his first major description of the disease, he said that Parkinson's disease had not been classified in the medical literature. It was a rare, if not a very rare disease. Today, 200 years later, Parkinson's is the world's fastest growing brain disease. Changes in genetics don't happen over the course of 200 years. It has to be changes in our environment that are fueling the rise of Parkinson's disease. The sooner we figure out what's causing it, including likely pesticides, certain industrial chemicals, and air pollution, the sooner we as a society can take action to prevent people from ever developing this debilitating disease.